What an insanely good concept for an album. Hello everyone, welcome to today's stream. The background track that you're hearing today is an album called The Rat Taxi by a person named Louis Zong on YouTube. It's in the pinned message, so go check it out. It's a very cool album actually, and they've made a lot of different songs. I'm pretty sure I linked this at some point in the Discord, but I never played it for you all. But it's really good. I also really enjoy their Vegetable Soul album. I don't understand how these people get so good at it. You know what I mean? Like, how do you get so good at making music like this? And on top of that, how do you get so good at making like weirdly topical music like this? Like, imagine you have an album that's called Rat Taxi, about a rat that drives a taxi, or maybe he's taking a taxi. You don't really know. And you have a song about somebody going to jail because they took too much cheddar. You know what I mean? Like too much, you know what I mean? Money. Like, you have the cheddar, you have the money. It's genius. Today, I have a lot of interesting things for you all today. So, we've got something that I love to do, but we're not going to do too much of it. But it's just enough to give you some background context, which I think is important for what's going to happen today. We're going to be playing something called Lacey's Flash Games, which is also not like it wasn't basically. It wasn't real until recently, and it became real. And I was like, oh shit, now it's real. And so now we're gonna play it. But before, it was a series of videos in very much the same vein, I think, as... I don't want to say it's a bit like Marble Hornets, because I think that almost... Is that a denigrating statement? Is denigrating the right word? Yeah, maybe. Or like, is that disparaging? I think it's a lot better, and it sits in its own category. But it's in the same vein of having a video and a fake game. It's like Petscop or something, right? Like, I'm pretty sure that thing is also fake. Like, there's a lot of these interesting types of fake media franchises that popped up over the years, right? Marble Hornets spawned the Slender Man thing for way too long, and still even today I think even today you still see the concept of the game Slender Man everywhere. And in many ways, I think the first ever Slender Man game where you go around and you collect pages from a forest, that to me has always been a staple of the horror genre. And so in a way it feels like a parody / satire / deconstruction of the horror genre. But then you also have things like Petscop, which takes it in a whole different angle that's wholly unique to it, and yet it's also terrifying because it plays with this idea of like an alternate reality, right? This one is a little bit different, but it has similar backing. It has a similar direction that it tries to go in, where it's like it tries to pretend that something isn't real is real, in a way that it tries to fool you about the things that you're seeing and the reality of the world around you, if that makes sense. And it does so in an interesting way. In a way, the way that it makes everything feel real feels a lot like the way that Undertale makes things feel consequential. It's a very fascinating way of looking at it. And this is all the feeling that I get from watching the videos from the YouTuber named Ghost Tundra, who like she basically made the whole thing from scratch. So it's pretty interesting to see. And this was like two or three years ago when this thing started popping off. So this was like a fairly old thing that started popping off out of nowhere, and it was very popular. At least within people that I've talked to, like they knew about it somehow, and I was like, okay, well it seems popular. Because at least for me, right? I talk about the Viverse or the Viverse, and no one knows about it. So I'm like, it's not that popular. I talk about Lacey's Flash Games, people know about it. I'm like, it's popular. And then all of a sudden, I need to show you this. It's weird to me. I think people have been craving content for the Viverse. I'm not kidding you. So I don't know what happened, but look, I just want you to look at this. People, there's like 400 views on that one VOD for the Viverse. I don't know what the fuck happened. Now, that's not a lot in the grand scheme of things. Well, it's not a lot relative to other things, but in the grand scheme of things, how many people can you fit in your room? Maybe like 7. Okay, some of you are blessed to be able to fit even 7. Okay, I was only able to fit like 1 or 2 a long time ago. Hell, I used to have to sleep in the bathtub when it got too loud. So, you know, be thankful that you can even fit yourself in your room. Okay, but now, right? Obviously, relative scale is not that much, but 500 people that all of a sudden watch a single VOD of some dude just going on Viverse, like that's weird to me. Okay, but when I talk to people, they don't know about it, so it's not popular. So this is like 500 people who crave this kind of content because no one's ever bothered to show their worlds. Like they spent all their time making these cool worlds, and then no one ever got to like see it. Like no one's ever showed them off, and so all their effort goes to waste. Because every creator, I'm going to tell you this, is narcissist. At their core, they're narcissists. Because it doesn't matter who you are, you suffer the same grand delusions that we all do. When somebody like praises you for what you do, it injects you with a shot of dopamine into your veins, and you can't help but feel happy when that happens. It's actually very. It's sad. It's sad. It's just sad. I don't know. It's just sad. I don't need that. Do you know why I don't need that? Oh, wait. Oh, oops. Okay, well, the music is gonna get absolutely copyright claim. Sorry, the VOD's dead. This VOD on Twitch is dead. My bad. I didn't realize it was playing on the wrong track. There's a VOD track and then there's a non-VOD track. Those are my bad. And then we'll be doing some The Root Trees Are Dead. Or maybe not. I don't really know. I don't really know what I feel like today. I need to set up some things for tomorrow too. So it may just be like a small stream today of Lazy Games, but depends on how long it takes. If it's a 4-hour affair, that's a long affair. Alright? Like it's... Most people will last maybe like 2 minutes. Yeah? So if it's a 4-hour affair, I may call it. If it's like a 1-hour affair, then we'll move on. I don't really know. I don't know, I'm just not really feeling stressed like streaming. I said before too, like I said a long time ago when I first started, I was like, streaming is really just a thing that I do for fun. It's not something that I do because I need to do it. I do it just because it's kind of fun. And so the moment I don't want to do it anymore, I just stop doing it. So if I stop doing it, it's the way it's going to go. But we should be able to get to it, as long as it's not too long, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see how I feel after. Because there are some things about that game that frustrate me in terms of like how much thinking I need to do. And so it may be, like, it's really a mix-up. Do I want to be a civil engineer later? Or do I want to be a detective later? It's 50-50 at this point. I don't know. But before we get to that, as always, there's always a song that I'm going to play for you all. So every single time we go into a new song every single day. There's always something new to listen to. And I prepared soundtracks for a fair number of streams. So what I've stopped doing was I stopped putting stream things into days. I started just planning stream concepts around concepts of things to do for a day, which has been better because it means I'm flexible on days. I can mix and match different pieces, and I have music to go with every single one. And the music for today, you know, in light of what we're about to do and what we're about to see, and again today there is a content warning. It's actually very graphic and violent, and it's actually incredibly graphic and violent. It's actually pretty wild. There's a content warning on today because everything that we're going to be doing today is a little bit like more violent than you would have ever imagined, right? Which is sort of the draw of what we're going to be seeing. There's a lot of interesting things about what we're going to be doing today. But because of that, please be warned. However, it also helps when I choose music, because getting something that fits the vibe of something that's disgusting and immoral and like almost terrible happening to somebody is kind of easy. I don't know how to explain this, but every musician at their heart is depressed. Every single artist in their heart is depressed. And so it's very easy to find songs that sound sad and that, you know, make you feel a certain way and make you feel awful about life. Thankfully, you know, again, there's a lot of these songs, and thankfully the game that we're playing today fits exactly this mood. So, and the best part, it's an artist I've been listening to a lot of recently because I've just been really into their music recently. And I maybe when you hear the lyrics, I just want you to know my life is going okay. Sometimes things can feel dramatic, but you know, just like Tame Impala said, which we're actually going to play a track of theirs at the very end as well. My life is still on track, all things considered. So, please enjoy some Ashamed by a band called Health. And it's funny that they're called Health because everything that they talk about in their songs doesn't make you feel healthy. You know what I mean? Like, it makes you feel awful in a certain way, but it's awful in a good way. You'll know what I mean. It's not like putting your hand on the stove. It's like acupuncture. Yeah, it's like acupuncture. Yeah, so sorry about that. I have no clue what the song ends just abruptly like that, but I think it's because the entire album is meant to be listened to like an experience. It's a bit like I don't know how to explain it, but there's been other albums I've seen in the past that do that same thing where if you listen to a song by itself, oh, you know what? Fuck, what's his name? Sorry, what the fuck is his name? What's his name? What's his name? Daniel Caesar. Every one of Daniel Caesar's albums, if you listen to the song by itself, it doesn't seem to flow well. Like it sort of starts in the middle of nowhere. It's fascinating because it's like it makes sense because when you listen to the album as an entire thing, it's meant to be an experience of some kind. At least that's what I think is going on with the Shane. But the first time that I saw Shane and why it stuck with me was like as a single with like a weird music. It's a weird music video of them in I think I'm pretty sure at Anime North or something in a Toronto or something. But when you listen to those like longer concept albums, it totally makes sense why they want you to listen to the full thing because if you just do it by itself, it doesn't sound nearly as good, right? It's lacking and it's missing a lot of the soul behind it that you end up not feeling and experiencing if you just happen to take a single piece out of it, right? Because you're meant to go through this like very harrowing journey emotionally, where on the one end you feel like this, on the other you feel like that, like you're meant to feel a certain way about things, and so it's fascinating to sort of see that. But when you do want to listen to one particular song, because albums are long affairs, and I'm not really down for long affairs. Again, most people don't even last five minutes. I feel like, at least to me, sometimes I like one song more than everything else on his knees. Hello, chat. You came in at the right time. Actually, every time you come in, I feel a sense of sneezing. You smell spicy today. But yeah, it's hard to like want to listen to every song on an album in one go. Sometimes you want to listen to one single song. So when somebody like Tom York or Daniel Caesar makes an album, or like I mean many different artists, it ends up being difficult to listen to one single song because they compose a song specifically for being inside the album. You cracked your tooth today. This is perfect. You're in the right mindset for today's stream. And you know what? Even better. You know what? Take some unsolicited David Lynch. Take some unsolicited. Take some unsolicited David Lynch. Where is it? But here we go. It's a horror. Sorry, I felt like that video was the best way to describe some aspect of what you're feeling at the moment, right? But replace forgetting things with cracking your tooth. I also really love that clip because at the very end, like it's just he keeps saying it, and the way that, and this is gonna get me canceled for saying it, but the way that he says suicide makes it sound incredibly funny to me, because he really emphasizes that like in the middle like lick part of it when you go with the eye, like he goes, it makes me want to commit suicide, and like so on and like so forth. He's a very very funny person. He's a genuinely funny person. Anyways, hopefully you feel better with your teeth. Again. I can't help you, but it is funny to hear that your teeth flew out or broke out. You were just drinking and part of the tooth fell out. Maybe you're not having enough vitamins. You know what? I knew somebody who did crack their teeth back in school, and they had that cracked tooth for the entire year. And so they were afraid to smile at some point, and eventually they stopped smiling. And then even after they got it fixed, they stopped smiling. It's gonna haunt you for the rest of your time. Anyways, but we're gonna move on now into the games today because this is gonna be a fairly long segment because I realize now the videos I'm gonna show you is like 20 minutes. Okay, just keep that feeling that David Lynch tells you about in your heart. But yeah, that was good. That was interesting actually. That was a lot faster than I expected to. So we have time. We're not gonna do too much today. We're gonna play some of the root trees are dead. and then we're gonna call it because I today is gonna be a short day, anyways. I was hoping it was gonna be a short day, so it ended up being a short day, which is nice. And also, I know you say sorry, but like, you know what? I'm gonna complain about this to all of you. Whenever you say something, chat, you have to think about how people are gonna respond to it because it's like, how should I respond to a message like that? You know? How should I read that? How should I see like what does it add to the overall experience for you to add those details? You know what I mean? Not to say that like that's necessarily your job, but I think some of you have gotten used to me responding with the lowest effort stuff I've ever seen in my life. Or like with the weirdest things, like a lot of you throw out like an XD random statement and expect me to respond. And it's like, buddy, like like this is now like year 2. You know what I mean? We've all got to step it up here. No, I'm just kidding. But like, it is kind of hard for me to look at that message and then be like, I don't like, I can't try and like, how am I supposed to figure out what you mean by that statement? Like, what do you intend by saying that? Right? There's room for ambiguity if it goes either way, and I think it's important for you at least to figure out how do you get rid of the ambiguity, right? Because at least when I read that, it's hard for me to see it in a specific like it's hard for me to see a message like that and then go like, okay, well, how should I like, do I give you the benefit of the doubt? What if you don't deserve that? Right? Is it really innocuous as it means? But and again, this is what you have to really realize, right? To you, you have an intent. To me, I don't give a fuck if you have an intent. Because in the end result is all that matters. If the end result is the same, whether or not you intended it to be that or not, it's effectively the same as if you intended it to be the worst thing possible, right? So there is a certain level of like, care that I think you could like people could take around their messages. And this is, you're not the only one that I've had to say this to as like a chatter, right? I've had to say this to multiple chatters now of like, if you come in and then you say certain things and you expect a certain reaction, but you intended it a different way, but the way that you word the thing is so ambiguous that it could be read as something else, that's on you. Right? And it's like, I can't help you. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm just gonna either ignore it or like bash you for it. Because it's like, and we've had this problem where like, if some people intend something as like a joke, but they do it in such a poor way that it just feels like an insult. And it's like, I don't really know like what's funny about this. Like if you said that I'm bald, I would probably laugh because it's almost to the point of absurdity, right? But then to just go out and like say something, but not that you insulted me, but like in a similar vein as that, where it's like it's not so absurd that it's like funny, but at the same time it's like some weird thing that doesn't really matter to the things. It's like I don't really know what to take from this. So the first message in question was probably what just wasn't. The second one was just clarifying. So it's your bad. You recognize it. Yeah, it's fair. I don't really care either way. It's just more so that like it's nice for me to say this to like all of you in general because like it's happened multiple times, and I think it's worth it for every chatter to know that like. And I think I need to reinforce and like reinstate the rule of like I don't and remind all of you that none of us can care about each other because all of us are strangers on the internet. Some of us are slightly closer than strangers, but only barely slightly. And the most that we can do is sort of like like we're just strangers in a very strange world. You know what I mean? So there's not really like. I think it's good for all of us to recognize that again and recognize that this is, in many ways, there's like a barrier of a show here, right? Like there's a barrier of a show and there's like a barrier of like a conduct that I expect you to act by based on the rules of the channel, right? So, yeah. So yeah, that's basically what I'm trying to get at. But as long as everyone knows that, then that's cool. Like as long as everyone knows that and knows that like, this is not your personal blog, and if you want one, go make your own fucking blog. If you got shit to say that you want to say, good, you can talk it up with your therapist, right? This is specifically a show, and you can just watch it, or if you don't like it, then you can leave. And it doesn't matter to me either way, because it's also my hobby, and when I'm done, I'm done. This is sort of the affordance, right, that I give both of us, where this isn't a serious thing for me. Even if I make money from it, it's always going to be a side hobby. So it's like, this is all a for fun thing, let's just enjoy the show and we go at it. And if you have nothing good to say, don't bother saying it. You know what I mean? Like, there's no point saying it. There's no point trying to be haha XD or like, well, actually, you're free to just shut up too, if that makes sense. And sometimes it's fine to just be quiet and just let things sit in with you. You don't always have to say something. It's okay to be quiet, right? And I think some of you are just uncomfortable being quiet. Which is, again, that's, to be fair, it is a problem that I've had in the past as well. So I know it's hard. But sometimes, it's fine to just let conversations mellow out and disappear slowly. But I forgive you. I forgive you all. I forgive you all because I have no skin in the game. Whether or not you change, it doesn't matter to me. It just gives me more time to flame you all, which is great. But I forgive you. And because I forgive you, I'm going to play a song about forgiveness. It's actually a very interesting song that actually fits right in with the Root Trees as well. It's actually fascinating how this fits in very well with the Root Trees, because that game, at the moment, as a spoiler, if you haven't caught up, maybe you should watch away or like stop listening. At the moment, it feels like we're going down this path of understanding the feelings behind every person so far that we've encountered, and we're starting to understand the impact of what the Root Trees have done on the world and on these specific individuals and how they've ended up in life, right? And I think it's interesting because we're dealing with this from multiple angles. We have the side of the Root Trees themselves who will forgive their ancestors for doing it because they benefit from it, and so they benefit from the forgiveness. And then we have the side of the children who want, in a way, like the offspring, who want the family to seek forgiveness, who want the family to prostrate themselves. Prostrate? Is it prostrate or is it prostate? One is an organ, one is a prostrate. Who want the family to prostrate themselves in order to sort of earn their forgiveness from those that they've wronged, right? And obviously, it's interesting to play this song in particular because it's not really a sad song. In a way, it's almost like a weirdly ethereal song, much like many Tame Impala songs, which I really do enjoy. But the lyrics, in a way, has that feeling of, say, Paparute by Stromae, where the song itself sounds nice and fun to listen to, but when you listen to the lyrics or like Pumped Up Kicks, you realize there's a lot more going on here. So it's why it's a very interesting song that I like, and I think fits today's playlist. So please do enjoy Posthumous Forgiveness by Tame Impala, Volume 1, everyone. Tame Impala goes through so many different musical shifts. Their style has shifted over the years a lot. Like, if you go back and you listen to Lonerism, all the way until now with their latest song with Justice, Never Ender, their style has gotten more and more complex and varied. In a way, they sort of like slowed down too, which is, I mean, it makes sense because their 2022 album is literally called The Slow Rush. So it's fascinating to sort of see them go from that faster pace, and they slowly slow down over time. But most importantly, I think when you actually listen to their songs, it feels like there's a lot more clarity in what they're saying and what they're trying to make you feel with their music, right? In a way, when you listen to, say, Inner Speaker, for instance, a lot of the songs of that album can feel very muddy, right? That muddiness makes it very difficult to understand things. But it's not just a muddiness in the lyrics, it's a muddiness in the sound, too. It feels, in a way, like a cacophony, not really a song in many cases. Still very pleasing, but I think for the time and for sort of who they are now, I look at Tame Impala of today and I go, this person has sort of mastered what they've tried to do, where the things that they make still sound like a cacophony of sound. There's a lot of complexity, a lot of layers in there, a lot of things going on. But the way that they can make the right things cut through the noise for you to hear the most important bits, it really shows their mastery of their own musical style, right? Hell, No More Lies, the song with Thundercat shows this too. Like, I would want to say everything from Currents onwards shows this. But their latest stuff especially. This song I think was a single. I think, but pretty sure it was a single released on its own. I don't think it was attached to any album, or maybe it's on an upcoming album. I'm not really sure. But it's always nice to hear their music. It's also weird that like I can't point to another Tame Impala. Like there's a lot of artists and music out there where I think to myself, yeah, I've I've heard of this before, right? In the same way that we look at games and we go, I've played this before. Or the same way that we read books and we go, I've read this before, right? A lot of things can feel very repetitive. And I'm starting to notice how repetitive it is the more that I interface with it, right? And this is the one downside of being such a heavy consumer, is that eventually you sort of run out of the unique things that at least appeal to you, right? Not to say that I'm not to say that it isn't out there, but to say that the sources from which I would know to look for these things, I can't find any more of these unique things that I would look. And so in a way it feels like I'm trapped in this world where like there's nothing left but like Tame Impala, for instance. And then you find something that's like Tame Impala, and then, like just like Lazy Splash games, like you find something unique that makes you go, oh yeah, this is interesting, right? It's not like the perfect thing ever, but nothing's meant to be perfect. Everything is meant to be niche, right? If it's not niche, then it's not really meant for anyone. So it's interesting to sort of listen to the music and sort of see it applied into different contexts and to see it go on. But at least with Tame Impala, I still haven't found anything like Tame Impala yet. So it still hits you a certain way. We're gonna move on now into the root trees are dead, because that Lacy Splash game bit actually didn't take too long. That only took about like an hour, roughly, including troubleshooting. Sorry. I also, by the way, I forgot to talk about this in the morning, but remember the Fire Festival? I don't know if you all remember the Fire Festival, but that was a festival that was so bad that they sold sandwiches of like cucumber and stuff. It was like a $2,000 ticket that you'd buy, $5,000, and you would go to like a desert and you'd get like cucumber sandwiches. It's back. It's back. So for those of you who don't know what this is, Fire Festival Reddit. Also, hello chat. I need to see the photos, like the photos. There's like a whole photo set somewhere. Here we go. Here we go. This is the album. Those of you who don't know, Fire Festival was so magical because it costed like $500 or something per ticket. You would go to this random desert, and this was the quality of the setup of this, like almost like the concert zone. It's very similar to, in concept, to like the Burning Man, but it was meant to be almost like an all-inclusive music resort too. And it was so bad that actually Fire Festival sandwiches. There's like a couple of images. Here we go. Here we go. This sandwich. This image became very famous because people said this is what they served me at Fire Festival. Right? For like a $2,000 concert ticket or like a music festival ticket. This was your lunch. Styrofoam sandwich, bread with cheese, 2 slices of cheese and like a salad. It's sad. It's very sad. And the worst part, if you like look at the bread, inspect the bread, completely untoasted. Now, I don't know whether or not this was necessarily real, because like again, I think back then fact checking just wasn't really a thing. We just sort of assumed everything was real. But I want it to be real in the sense of like they really did serve this, because I can't imagine having gone there. But the other photos of Fire Festival, if you can find them anymore, I think most of them lead to dead links now. It was pretty bad. Like people in shitty tents and the stuff like that. Just like shitty tents. It's like, it's sand everywhere. It's super hot. There's like barely any water. People are shitting on this in the middle of like tents and like stuff. Like it's just bad. Did they kick the bread? And I love, sorry, I forgot that I made the word cuck because of the kick platform. They did something to the bread. I have no clue what they did, but it was awful. But it's back. So you can buy tickets. And by the way, just for warning, if you're actually thinking of buying the tickets, I want you to know the last Fire Festival, most of the artists backed out of it when they realized how shit it was. So, but this time, they're promising something for $25,000 at the highest level. The lowest level is 1,400. The middle level is 5,000. The highest level is 25,000. Like this doesn't make any sense. What do you get for it? Let's just see. The website doesn't show anything. It just says fire. How is it back? That's the worst kind of marketing that you can get. So what's funny is that it wasn't even marketing. It was like, that was, well, I I get what you mean by the marketing, but like it's even funnier to think that it wasn't even like a planned marketing thing. That was just the reality of what people got when they landed. I get what you mean though. Yeah, I'm also very surprised at like why it's back all of a sudden, because you would think they wouldn't even bother coming back. But maybe this time they'll give you tents. Ignite and Fuego, unmatched convenience. There are dozens of hotels. Live like an artist. Phoenix attendees will stay amongst the artists and other performing talents. That seems awful. Live like the god of fire with the Prometheus. Prometheus pass holders have their accomplishments prepared over the fire with the option of a 4-stateroom yacht. I don't think this is going to be real, by the way. I don't think this is that you're going to get like a boat. If any of you do go, please record the video and tell us what happened. I'm begging you. I need to know what happened. Because there's no way that this ends up at all being good. A yacht. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, I don't know if like it's pretty sure maybe a boat. I don't know if it's like a thing, you know what I mean? Wait, we can host an experience. Chat, we can do this. I could step in and make something. Oh my god. Do you think we should do this? Do you think we should do this? I can do something crazy. Chat. Remember my idea about the hot dog stand at TwitchCon? Why don't I do it here at Fire Festival? Right? Why don't I do the hot dog stand at Fire Festival instead of TwitchCon? And then instead of selling the hot dogs for a reasonable price to keep TwitchCon goers full and happy, I can sell it for a ludicrous price because people pay $2,000 per ticket to go to Fire Festival. I think we're onto something here. Yes. Why does this experience belong at Fire? Okay, why does this experience belong at Fire? I know my experience. I know my Glizzy. I know my Glizzy Gladiator experience sounds like shit. But your event is already dog shit. So does it really matter how bad mine is if it smells better than yours? If it still smells better than yours? That's why I belong here. That's why I belong here as a palate cleanser. Perfect. Perfect. You hate when websites add their own smoothing for scroll. Yeah, I modern web design is stupid. A lot of modern web stuff, like they do it because it makes it like they like not even Apple does this, man. Apple, okay, the one person, like it's like what held a message expired and not. I'm sorry. I forgot that we banned the word graphic designer, but this chat said it's always the graphic designer websites, but we banned the term graphic designer. But like, look, even the Apple website, who are known for very fancy websites, they don't even do shit like that because they know it sucks. Like they know it feels like shit. That's how terrible it is. You keep looking at chat and finding the cuck image so funny, the kick image. Oh man. Isn't it such a good emote? I'll be back in just a moment. Think about this, okay? Think about buying a ticket and recording it for all of us, okay? Be careful not to type the word graphic designer. It is banned. I need to go pee. In the meantime, please enjoy Rat Taxi by Louis Zong. And when I'm back, we'll just go right into the game. BRB. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I had to get like a blanket because it's cold. Oh, you have some examples. Here we go. Good example is the awards, allwords.com. Who's this? Where 90% of the websites there are designer websites with those scrolling easings. Oh god, thank you. Do we get to go down like a rabbit hole of shitty web design? I love going down shitty web design because it's not like I have a good website anyways. Like it's like I don't have a good website. Like as you can probably tell, to be fair, it's made in like 5 minutes, but you know, it still does make me like it still is funny for me to criticize these, given that I don't even have like a good website. But even then, my website's more usable than most of these. So let's see. Marketing designers, I don't know what is the right term, but you hate it. Designers without the knowledge of UX. Yeah, like it's very visually cool, but it's not like good. how do I see this? 9% of the websites there. Oh, the Academy? What's the Academy? What's this? What? Learn Figma 0 to 100. My brother in Christ. Figma has a literal help doc. You can just go here. Why spend $10? Why spend? It's $100 normally. You can just go here. Explore. Okay. Oh, awards. Holy shit! Sites of the year. Do we go sites of the year or most awarded profiles? Sites of the year. These are the sites of the year. So if I go to Lusion Pro, Lusion V3. Okay. Oh wait, no. How do I go to the site itself? Show me the site. Stop it. Oh. Okay. It has a loading bar. Okay. It's going. Okay. It goes to 100. Okay. Wait. There's like music here. Wait. Wait. There's like music here. Wait. Oh no, it does have to scroll easy. I was gonna say, like, this is kind of cool to play with. It isn't. There's another thing that I hate about these websites, right? Look at all the space that this takes up, and it's like, what do I like? What am I looking at? Like, what is this? What does any of this do? What? Let's talk. Why does this open like a weird like email link? And then what? Why is there a menu for this? Like, if again, I feel like Apple knows what's up. They have this like giant banner here because of their like product. They allow you to change your locale because maybe you're using like a VPN or you're buying for somewhere else because obviously like the typical Apple clientele buys from overseas to send back home to their nephews and cousins over in like fuck all, right? But I feel like this is already immediately more usable and understandable. You can if you want to find a Mac, you can go click on the Mac button. If you want to see more of their new shit, you just keep scrolling down, right? And it doesn't take up your entire screen. It only goes up so far, and you even get to see Severance, which is apparently amazing. But I still need to watch it. Like this is already more understand. Like there's already better use of space on like that, but like at least this is cool, and it does tell you to scroll to explore at the bottom, and very easy to misfind the print. But this is fun. This is, and I will say, if you look carefully, I like the corner effect. I like the edge effect, the way that they use the mask to like pull the value up and then they blur it. That is a very, very nice effect. It makes it feel like it's a part of the space, and it is kind of cool. But I do see the easings. Okay, that's not the worst scroll effect ever, actually. That's actually a pretty cool scroll effect. This is a very nice scroll effect. But it does do that annoying thing where it like forces you to scroll. So like it forces your scroll bar to continue, but at the same time it makes sense because you have to be able to go through it, right? Website of the year is a bad example. They are somewhat good. Yeah, they do feel somewhat good. And okay, I will say I do like it opening up like this. The animation doesn't take too long. B, it draws your eyes towards it. It's not the worst thing ever. This I would get annoyed at. Like this I would be like, please, I just want to read this. Step into a new world. Let your imagination run wild. That's right. This is just Interstellar. this is just a library scene in Interstellar, but like done even more hardcore. Holy shit. Okay. Why did the animation get so stiff all of a sudden? Like, look. Right? You want to learn about the product / website instead you watch a movie. That's the thing, right? It's like I want to learn about it, but instead of watching a movie, like I don't. Okay, I have a friend who like does this too, and it's not to say that reading is necessarily fun, but I feel like even with a video, there's a way to make it actually genuinely informative about what you have. Again, like you go here, you click on this, and whenever they have a new product launch, and you see the video, it's like Apple knows how to make it very informative and like very clean. I always look to Apple for like not always, but like I usually look to Apple for a good example of like how they of like how to communicate well. Like it feels like they have they have a good idea in their DNA, right? Whereas this, I'm like, this is kind of annoying. It's not the worst thing ever, but it is like it's also not the best thing ever. And imagine trying to get to the bottom so you know where they are. Because all of this leads to some email link. So you have to email them, and you just want to know what their other stuff is. Okay, you can't scroll with the bar, so you have to, and you can't do the middle mouse button. You have to sit there scrolling your mouse wheel manually. My finger fucking hurts. You could kind of hear it by the way I'm like, my voice is going up and down. It's because I'm scrolling really hard and I'm moving my arm really hard. It's really hard to scroll any faster. It's really hard to scroll that fast, man. Okay, how do I find the like bad stuff? How do I find the like good bad? The communication of the information is thought afterwards on these kinds of sites. That's the thing, right? It's like it's always an afterthought on these sites. But I always feel like the point of a website is to communicate. Not necessarily, to only communicate. I think websites can also be very creative things. But it's like, why even bother having a website for your thing? So you know what I mean? Like, maybe for like a portfolio site, it makes sense to just show you the thing. Because then it's like the only way you would find the website is through like, say, your business card, right? But if it's a website that you need to sell your services, I'm like, buddy, I just want to know about what you do and who you are and how to contact you and like where your offices are and like what's your Instagram and what's your phone number and like are you free and like are you seeing anyone and like do you want to go for dinner? You know what I mean? Like that's what I want to see, man. Sid Stumple, Portfolio 2025. Okay, so this will show the recent ones. Ooh, yeah, I don't like the easing already. You can something. I don't know. Is that a visual? Is that an illusion? It's not. Look at the text. Why does the text move? Do you see it? Look at the V's. The V's are like, they're stuttering. Do you see that? It like stutters in and out. But nothing else does. Wait, the A does too. The E doesn't, the T doesn't. So the A and the V, it like stutters. Or is that an optical illusion? I can't tell. Is that an optical illusion? It's freaking me out. But yeah, no, this one, Jesus Christ. Dude, like what the fuck is going on? No, stop. Come back. See? Like how come it can't be like this with a normal scroll? It's like, no, come back, old man, please. I need to know what you're doing. Okay, and then I feel like by this point it's like why'd they do it so early too? Stuff like this makes me go like, why'd they do it so early? Because it's like your eyes naturally center here, but scroll distance is not like a constant thing. Like scroll distance is a bit random because like let's say we manually go here and then we start our scroll, right? So if I go one tick down on my mouse wheel, it's already too far and it starts the animation, right? Like it's like I never understand why they start the animation so quickly. I feel like it should go up even further and should fly off way sooner. That's my other thing about scroll stuff is it happens in the middle of the screen. It makes assumptions about the scroll wheel position always, and they always only ever test it from 100% or like 0% at the top down versus like a midway point like this. And then it's always some jarring effect that makes you lose information, which just makes it more annoying to like deal with. I mean, his shit looks kind of cool though. So it's like, do I have the right to complain when his shit looks kind of cool though? You know what I mean? Like, if you click on what he does, whatever it is that he does looks kind of cool. So do I have the right to shit on his website? Maybe. I am a professional developer, though it may not seem like it. Nominees. How do I see more new ones? Oh, this is site of the day. Score 7? Holy shit. If you score below a 9, just like delete your website and start over, man. I feel like a 7 is like pretty... It's score inflation. What's this? Support cancer. Vote now. I really hope the cancer website is very easy to read. Because if I'm a cancer patient and it's not easy to read, I'm gonna fucking die. Okay? It's not the worst thing ever. If I had cancer, I could read this. But I do see a lot of fancy websites for hospitals and stuff. And I'm like, sometimes the fanciness gets in the way. Like you want to be able to know how to get help. Like you're not on the website because your life is good. You know what I mean? Like most donors, the science behind a donor is this. Most donors donate because somebody that they know is dying from the illness, right? So when they're on a website like this, it's because their life is going to shit. Do you really want to spend 5 years scrolling down on a website to know who to contact to get some help, or like who to donate to, or like how to donate in some way? To be fair, it's at the top, but still, you know what I mean? Like, couldn't get help because it took too long to scroll. Where's the hospital, honey? I don't know, honey. I'm still scrolling. I'm still scrolling. I'm going. Babe, when's the upcoming events? I want to go to Mount Everest. I'm still trying to find it, honey. I'm sorry. It's fucked up with me. Let's just check out all of these. So there's a lot to check out. This one looks kind of cool. I like volcanoes. It's in Italy. It's an IT domain, unless that's not Italy and it just means IT. It's taking a long time to load. Okay. I don't know what the fuck is going on. There's no way. Chat, I'm gonna scroll up with my mouse wheel once. Okay. Wait, it doesn't do it again. Why did it load twice? What? I think because before I scrolled up with my mouse wheel and it reloaded. I hate when websites do this too, when they have like a loading thing and it takes you time to go into it. I don't know why we've moved away from having static elements be static HTML elements on the DOM that you render, and then your dynamic stuff is in its own separate section that's loading. Like, I don't care if this is a blank screen for a moment. In fact, what would even look cool is if you just take this and you have like a sketched in look of what it is before it finally loads in. Like, I don't give a shit, right? Like, this is just for like candy. Why does the whole website need to do this loading animation? Like, buddy, I have cancer. I have cancer. I need to see the information now. I have cancer. Oh, what the fuck is this scroll, man? It feels like shit. Like, it feels so slime. Look, I scroll once on my mouse wheel. Twice. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You see how little I'm moving? 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. How many scrolls does it take to get to the next section? 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74. It's like 100 scrolls. Chad, I'm not kidding you. It's like 100 scrolls to get to the bottom. What is this? Oh, but you know how they do it? They implement a speed thing. So the more that you scroll all at once, the faster the scroll goes. Because this isn't made for scrolling with a mouse. This is made for scrolling on an iPad with your finger. With your fucking finger. I want you to take your finger and shove it up your ass! What is this shit website? Your finger? It's a touchscreen website on a fucking desktop! Shove your finger up your ass! Sorry, I fucking hate this shit. These kind of websites go against all we know in UX UI and websites. Instead of quick loading and stuff, live, you gotta wait a game to load. I don't get it. Like, I feel like we developed these techniques to do like lazy loading and like dynamic loading on the side while having like, again, they know what's up. Like, imagine Amazon was like this, or any real commercial website. That's the thing, right? They don't depend on their website for usage, so they never get somebody who tells them to shove their finger up their ass. But that's why they have me. They have me. I get you, chat, to show me like a website that you hate. I go to the website, I then email them, and I say, shove your finger up your ass and use that shit to wipe faster, buddy, because the scroll feels fucking awful and sluggish and slow. Now clean your finger and look at the speed difference. Now make it better. But it's like at the same time, they do use this for selling things, because it's like, I like it is a new age. Like I feel like most people do go online to check things out to like use it to figure out what they want. You know what I mean? Like I feel like it is a thing now. So it's like I don't know why it feels like this. Why is it so hard to use? But maybe that's why. Maybe we're not rich. What's your what's your salaries, Chad? What's your salaries? All right. It has anybody here broken the 6-figure barrier like me? Because it could be that we're too poor to understand. Rich people don't visit websites. Well, what the fuck am I doing here? They call people. Well, I have no one to call, man. The Australian Literacy and Numeracy Foundation. The Australian Literacy, we pay respects to the elders and not a real rich person. Play video or manifesto. Get this off of me. Get this off of me. Stop! This isn't too bad. This isn't too bad. The button is interesting, and I do like the button. It does remind me of a video game, but I don't know why they did that weird notice. Like I don't know why they started with that weird full screen notice of sorts. But I guess it specifically maybe it could be a cultural thing over in Australia because of like the history of it and the stuff. Okay, but that's cool though. I always love this effect. Like this is it's like it's not the fanciest effect. Like it is fairly easy to do, but it is always fun. And I will say I wish more things had these tooltips. I'm not kidding you. Do you want to see a website that like does these tooltips? The last time that I've seen this is here. Here we'll do here. Let me see if I can find it. Where's the website? I'm not kidding you. The last time that I've seen something like that is this. This is the StarCraft Compendium. This is the original StarCraft website, the StarCraft 1 website. It was last updated 2015. And the last time I saw it was here with these green hyperlinks, which pop up this like window. And the window that it pops up is like this. Okay, well, but it doesn't look like this. It's actually like just one panel, but because it's like this is made with like technology back in like the 1990s. Okay, like they didn't have many options. All right, all they had was shit like like a background image. All right, like they didn't they didn't have much. Okay. How sad to see that we've never progressed much at all. Let's do her. She looks good. Font. It's a very old website. Okay, again, I'm like a cat. You point a laser at the floor. I will chase after the laser. I look at this and I go, ooh, shiny, cool, pretty colors. Okay, look, I'm easily entertained. These websites are made for people like me, with very little ability to control ourselves in the face of a laser. All right, this is a cool looking laser. It's a cool looking laser over here. Like you can't tell me that this doesn't look cool. This would be a cool cyberpunk website. Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if the cyberpunk website has this. Wow, it's actually more usable than most websites that we've seen so far. That's impressive, actually. Like, of all the things that I would have thought would have had a cool website, I would have thought this. Because have you ever seen most animes? Like, what's a good popular anime? Let's go. Oh, here we go. Yeah, here we go. Oh, yeah. Let's go to the official website of this. Let's see. Here we go. So go down here. The official website of the Birdie Wing anime. Like, this shit. Like, I expected this for video games. Like, anime websites are fucking nuts. And this is an anime about girls golfing. So it's not the craziest thing ever, but it's still pretty cool, alright? But then you don't have it here, but then you have it here? I don't know what's going on. Okay, no. But I think this is cool. This is actually cool. If the scroll didn't feel sluggish. By the way, this has a better feeling scroll because it has golf balls. So this gets a pass. But this feels better than this scroll. But nothing beats this. This is a cool preview thing. I like this. This is a cool hover preview thing. That's kind of cool, actually. That's actually kind of neat. Design that educates. Yes, it educates me to never do this myself because this was fucking awful. How do you even read this? Inspiration. Our each design inspiration element begins with extension of engineering the interface contemporary function. Wait, if I read this normally, it sounds weird. Our each design inspiration element begins with extension of engineering the interface contemporary function. Technological. It's the purest solutions, expression, and of innovation, personality. It's like, how the fuck am I supposed to read this, man? Don't dead, open inside. Maybe I shouldn't look at this on screen. Maybe there's like nudity somewhere. We might get banned. Okay, we might get banned. It's getting okay. If I scroll really slowly, I can see like a pixel of the image and I can judge if it's safe. Slowly now. Slowly now. Slowly now. Steady. Steady. Go slow. Go slow. Go. Oh, that. Okay, I thought that was a ball sack. It's just planets. Go slow. We're clear. Time to connect. What is this? What is this? Like a lot of these, yeah. I mean, it does look cool, but like nothing beats this. Anyways, what's the merch for this? Goods for the Birdie Wings anime. What's this? What else is there? Hello, we're hiring iHeart Comics. Chat. Maybe it isn't so bad. Like, sure, the scroll is sluggish, but in return, you get really cool effects, right? It's not the worst thing ever. They often have unique elements that you can adapt in your real website. No. It's not my real website does look kind of cool, actually. But my real website, I specifically optimize for readability because it's technically my resume website, like my actual website. It's not really like meant to be used for anything. My real website is just a resume website with like a portfolio of shit that I've done and like random projects. But if you mean like the streamer website is gonna be dog shit. Like, I'm just gonna tell you, the stream website is where I break all the rules to make it worse for you because I think it's funny. I actually have a great idea for it that I think you might hate. I heart comic. Click to enter. Okay. What happened to the video? The video died. Wait. Hey, what happened? What happened to the video? Oh, what the fuck's going on? Oh, here you go. I found the controls. Okay, so it plays, and then just, click to enter. An award-winning creative marketing agency. Wow. What is going on over here? Dellsville and the Doodleverse. She has, like, nothing on. Black Panther. Wait, they actually did all of this? Holy shit. Wait, I'm seeing double. It's an infinite scroll. Oh, wait, it's one of those, like, weird... Oh, it's like a mind map. Okay, this is cool, though. I think this is cool, but it is very awful to navigate. Like, it's genuinely awful to navigate. I wouldn't want to... If I was... If you had to give me one website, and I had to find my way out of the website, right? Within, like, by the end of the day, or I die, like Saw style. Like, Saw IT Edition, okay? You are now in the room. You must now escape from the mind... From the mind mapping maze website. Then I wouldn't want this. I would probably die. But as like a casual consumer of this, kind of cool. Capabilities deck download? Sure. Loading? Huh. I don't know what I'm looking at. It's kind of cool, but yeah, why does it keep... Stop reloading! Fuck this shit! Thanks for showing me that, chat. That was awful. We're gonna move on now, because as cool as looking at websites is, they do give me aneurysms. Like, a lot of them are just too flashy. You know? Like, yeah, exactly. The websites are cool for a one-time check. You navigate for a few minutes and never open them again. That's exactly it. Like, they're not usable. They're not made for constant use. It's like, they're cool to look at, and that's it. You know what it is? When you go to work, any of you, when you go to work tomorrow, hug your web developer and say thank you. That's the only way to stop this madness. You have to appreciate your web developer, because if you don't appreciate them, they'll just keep making websites like this. Because people only care. It's like the Joker, right? People only care when you make a cool looking website. Nobody cares when your website doesn't crash or like doesn't make you vomit. But like people all of a sudden talk about you when like people start to like vomit and like drop dead just staring at your website. Like I'm sorry, but like go hug your web developer. It's a social. It is a critical. You fuck you. And I'm done. Chat. I'm done with the game. Today was a very short day. I mean, well, shorter than usual. But yeah, today's going to be a short day. It's just how it is, okay? I have one song to show you before we leave. I think it's a good song to sort of end things off on, because in the end, despite the setbacks, despite me giving up and having to use a little hint system, I think we're still pretty good for I think we're still on the right track, right? And it's good that we're on the right track, because the song is literally called On Track by Tame Impala. It's a very interesting song that it feels like a declaration of, sure, it may not feel like you're doing the best, but in the end, I mean, realistically, you're doing a hell of a lot better than you think you are, and you're still on track to meet your goals, whatever they may be. Thanks for watching, everyone. I don't know how tomorrow's going to go, but I do have something new to try with all of you if I can get it set up. That's why today's a short day. If I can get it set up, it's going to be a lot of fun for you to watch me, not necessarily play with me. But if you have a VR headset, you could join me for it. Who knows? If you have a VR headset, you could join me for it, because apparently it has multiplayer. I'll post details in the Discord once I figure it out in about 2 hours after a nap, because my head hurts from thinking about all that stuff. And thank you again for swinging by. And again, I know I'm rough on all of you for the things that you say, but yeah, some of you say the darndest things. Good luck with your broken teeth. Good luck with your broken lives. Good luck with your broken hearts. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's not the best way to like end the things off on. Please enjoy On Track by Tame Impala as we ride off into the sunset, and I disappear until like. Isn't it weird how like every day like I come back, and then some days I don't come back, like I just happen to appear and disappear randomly?